And you know what? If we have to, we can. I guess we can make some warmth potions, and hopefully that could like turn the tide or something. So I've got those in my pocket now. It says reduces damage from cold sources and greatly reduces the duration of chilled, frozen, and glacial. Which I'm assuming means at least halving the duration, or more than halving. It lasts 15 minutes. That's great. But we won't waste them at the beginning of the fights, because more often than not, it's not really an issue anymore at the beginning of the fights. But, oh, okay, never mind. But towards the middle and the end of the fight, it will become an issue. Let's go ahead and drink it. Oh! Gosh. Maybe this will work. We just do this again. Yeah, that's doing solid damage. I just can't hit the gem with this, but I can definitely take out these crowds. Man. I don't know what they did. I don't know what they were on when they made this fight, but I'm honestly thinking the rest of the fights aren't even going to be as hard as this one. There we go. Jesus. Holy Jesus. Holy Jesus. Oh my god. Okay. Alright. Alright. We did it. We did it. We barely did it. We did it. My mom interrupted me. She's asking about my car, which I'm going to check on once we end in 15, 20 minutes, whatever. But we did it. We got some stuff out of it. I'm going to put these away so I don't use any more of them. Got some stuff out of it. We can do that again if we need to, but I definitely don't want to, so. We will come back to King Slime another time, but definitely not today. Thank you. I hate you. Worst boss fight ever. Glad to be moved on from that. Jesus, man, that was horrible. Okay. So let me clear out all these tombstones and everything. And so now we got a few things to show off because, of course, first boss fight defeat means we have access to a lot more stuff now. And we get an idea of how the rest of the game is going to go, basically. So, with this boss done now, we get a few things. We get a Shadow Diamond, which might be a King Slime thing. I'm not sure if all bosses drop this. But this basically acts as a alternative to the normal diamond. As you can see, all these recipes here call for diamonds like the gem, but either one will work. It's just a nice resource, like a nice extra resource that you can farm from any boss, or maybe just King Slime. I'm not too sure. So that's one thing you get from at least King Slime. Another thing you get from King Slime is this trophy. It's gold and it, moves up and down, it floats. Looks nice. We get these from every boss. We get one from every boss. So it's probably a good idea to start a collection of these just so we can have a haul of boss trophies that we can look at later on down the line. We get a boss loot bag. So we right click this and this is going to be our loot, which I will save for last. And then we will get a piece of lore from every boss as well. I don't think this is a guaranteed drop. This might be the only non-guaranteed drop, but we happen to get it this time. So that's nice. Let's go ahead and read it, and then we'll put it away. Given time, these gelatinous creatures absorb each other and slowly grow in size and strength. There's little need to worry about this. Naturally, slimes are nearly mindless and amass only by chance, though it appears they are capable of absorbing knowledge, if only in rudimentary form. Cool. So we got that little lore bit. And let's go ahead and open our treasure chest here, or treasure bag. I'm going to put on my other armor set again. So yeah, we get a few things from the treasure bag. We get a piece of harvester parts, which we can use as a material for something else. We might have seen these earlier, but these harvesters can be used to basically farm anything we need. We get tree harvesters, plant harvesters, gem corn tree harvesters, fish harvesters, enemy harvesters. We actually might want to use one of these as well, the fish harvester at some point. Enemy harvesters, crystal harvesters, cactus, and bamboo harvesters. So pretty much anything that you would need, you can make a harvester for it as long as you have the parts. And you get the parts from defeating bosses. That's another guaranteed drop. We get a solidifier, which we have mentioned before, but this is going to be used for crafting things made out of slime. So if we want to make slime blocks or slime furniture, we can do that now. A few other choice things that we might want later. So we'll go ahead and put that down. We get a slime gun, which is just more decorative than anything. It says slimed enemies do take more damage from fire debuffs, which is cool. It's a cool little detail. We can use that later if we want to, during like a blood moon or something like that. But more likely than not, we won't be using that. We get some pieces of an armor set. We get the ninja hood and the ninja shirt. They have limited defense. It's not that great, but it gives you increased strike chances. And I think the set bonus gives you a chance to dodge damage or something like that. So you can, add that to your collection. We get a slimy saddle, which is a pretty good item. I'm pretty glad we got this on the first attempt. This summons our first mount in the game. Up until now, we've been running around and jumping around and all that stuff, using our hook to get around, using our boots, so on and so forth. But now, if we put this on, it fills up our last special accessory slot. We get our hook, we got our mount now, we got our minecart, we got our light pet, and now we have our regular pet. But now we have a mount, which in this case is going to be a rideable slime, and we ride that by pressing R. So now every time we press R, we're going to either turn this on or off. And when we are on this thing, we jump higher. We can jump on enemies' heads and do damage that way. And we also fall a lot faster. Now, the primary use for this is to fall down a tunnel really fast. Like if we build a tunnel from the surface down to the underworld. Typically, people will use this to fall down really quickly. So that's what we're going to use it for. We're going to keep that on because we have nothing else to put in that slot. But yeah, that'll be nice for later. And then lastly, we get an accessory called Arcane Royal Gel. It's equipable, of course, in our normal accessory slots. And it makes slimes become friendly. So, say we fight King Slime again. If we have this on, I'm pretty sure that means all the stuff that he spawns, except for the gems, would be friendly, so they wouldn't hurt us. King Slime himself would still hurt us, but all the slimes he spawns would not, I believe. So that's cool. Outside of the King Slime fight, we probably won't use this. But I think this is another guaranteed drop from King Slime. So every time we fight him, we're going to get one of those. And then, of course, on top of all that, we get a good chunk of change. And we also get a check mark on our boss checklist. Now, we haven't seen this in a long time, but now we have King Slime checked off. We can see what he actually drops now. We can see his loot list. We can see there's a bunch of stuff we didn't get this time. Like all this stuff on the top row we didn't get. There's some stuff down here that we didn't get. So if you want to refarm him, you can see the loot list here. It doesn't show you the drop chances or anything like that, so you just kind of have to, do it over and over again until you get what you want. Yeah, that's going to be King Slime. We are finally done with our first boss after, 20-something odd hours. Sorry, I muted myself. As I was saying, I'm ready to take a nap and get something to eat. And I'm exhausted. But now, of course, that means if we really wanted to, we could refarm him and get some extra items. We could finish off this ninja set. We could get a new hook. And of course, if we want to fight him again, we can put this on and make the fight a lot easier. And we also get a secondary trophy from bosses that we can put on the wall. So if we get this drop, we can just put that on the wall and it acts as decoration. And again, we can put that in our boss hall, we can call it, or something. Now I need to build that boss hall, of course, but we can do that later. So, next week, or even right now, honestly, because this is not a huge thing, but now we have the next check mark here, called the Torch God. It says, place 101 torches while underground. The event starts once the last torch is placed. Now, normally I would just end stream here and save this for next week, like save a whole another boss for next week. But we have enough time to do this right now. This is just a little event. It's almost like a mini boss, but it's more of an event thing. We just do what it says. We just place some stuff underground, and once we place enough torches, we'll see the event. I won't spoil it until we see it. But we get a cool little buff after, and of course we get the check mark ticked off. So let's go ahead and do that now. It's only going to take like 5 minutes to do that. And after that, we will take a little look at what we have to look forward to, and we will end stream there. So here we are. We're in the underground now. Our depth meter tells us we're past the surface, and we're now in the underground. And we can go like, we could take this area right here and just convert it into this Torch God arena, I guess you can call it. It's nothing too intense. You don't need to dig out a whole area underground for it. It's just placing down a lot of torches and then effectively fighting the torches, which is kind of interesting. Honestly, these desert enemies I think are going to be more dangerous than the Torch God. So we need some platforms. We just need one row of them, honestly. So we can place like 50 of these. And get to work. Alright, so here we go. We just place a bunch of torches up here. I'm not keeping track. It doesn't have to be exact. We just have to place 101. And once we place that 101st one, the event will start. I think that should be enough, unless it doesn't count the desert as a biome for whatever reason, or as part of the underground, I should say. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, this is it. Basically, all we have to do is dodge all these torch lights, and once we dodge all of them, we would get our what's it? The completion mark. Yeah. Sorry, let me ban this user really quick. Oh, it's already banned. Never mind. We should probably dig out a little area for ourselves and maybe use like a potion if we have one. Like iron skin, regen, well fed. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's not a huge boss. That's all the event is. We just have to dodge a bunch of torchlights. Now, I didn't realize they would do that much damage, so we should probably, like I said, mine out a little area above that arena. But the torches stay there. All you have to do to reactivate it is, like, break a torch and then place another one. And I'm pretty sure this is only, like, a one-time completion. We don't have to farm this one, and it doesn't really give me anything too extravagant. It's just a little buff that helps out. That's pretty convenient. You know, we got to get rid of all this sand. But it's nice that it has Minecraft rules. Okay. I hope I didn't really ruin the surface with that, but who knows. We can block the edges off if we want, so we can, you know, not get enemies in here. Then we just place the torches back down, because they were upended by the water that came down here, but that's okay. Oh, there we go. Now, these torchlights do little damage, but they inflict nasty debuffs, which, you know, are hard to kind of mitigate. If it's too much to survive, we can always build more platforms. And I'm trying to think of something that would give us, like, fire immunity. But I don't think we have anything like that. Yeah, I don't think so. We can put on the lead armor for knockback purposes again. But really, it's just going to be about dodging. So, yeah, we just need a bunch of platforms and we'll be good to go. Might be the case that we need to come back to this next week, but that's fine. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they made the debuffs nastier for death mode and master mode. I'm used to not being on this difficulty, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. Oh, it just auto starts. Okay. So yeah, it's just this. We get some cool lighting effects, and yeah, that's about it. Come on, come on. No. Ah, we had like 2 more. I feel like that slime kind of botched us over. Botched us over. It's not. People don't say that. Kind of botched the attempt, I should say. Yeah, sometimes stuff like this happens on the checklist. You'll get like a boss, like a full-on boss, like King Slime. And then you get little events like this. The Blood Moon and the Goblin Army are also there, if you didn't notice. They're kind of further ahead in the checklist for some reason. You experience them like way early in the game, but they move up the checklist for some reason. Alright, let's go ahead and try this again. Ooh, 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 moves, moves, moves. Oh, ooh. Oh. Now you might think you're a genius for putting water down so you don't burn, but you can't put torches in water. I guess you could put water nearby, but I'm not sure if this fire is like special fire that can't be put out by water or something. Probably is, but I don't know that. Yeah, we're done anyways. That's it. We can go ahead and break all this and make it look more normal again. So we got an item called the Torch God's Favor. And the only thing this does is unlocks an ability to toggle the left... Oh, to unlocks an ability that is on the left of the inventory, where these symbols are here. And when it's enabled, which it is, torches that I place down from now on will be matching the biome that I'm in. If that doesn't make sense, I'll show you what I mean by that once I'm done grabbing all these torches. But that's all it does. So now every time I place a torch, like let's say in the desert biome here, now the torches will match the biome. So now these torches are desert torches instead of normal torches. And if I go into the corruption biome, the torches will be corrupt torches. So on and so forth from now on until I turn that ability off. It's pretty cool cosmetically because it makes everything look a bit more uniform as you travel throughout the biomes. And I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, if you have torches that match the biome that you're in, I think they give you a small luck boost or something like that, or like a regen boost. Something to that effect, like a really small, subtle stat boost. But that's it. We can move on to the next item on our checklist now. And we could just leave this how it is. I don't really feel like filling this whole thing up with sand again. It's gonna be a lot of work. Yeah, that's it. So if we want a lot of a particular torch for like a house or a build or something, more often than not, we can just go to the bio and then grab that torch from just placing down normal torches. In the forest, I'm pretty sure they're just normal torches, but everywhere else they are biome specific. So yeah, that's cool. So now we have the Desert Scourge, which is from the Calamity mod, as you can see here. We have to use this item in the desert. I'm pretty sure we have one of these already, which makes this a lot easier. Yes, we do. And go and put that next to the King Slime summon. And we'll save that for next week. More likely than not, we're probably just going to mainline a bunch of bosses next week so we can kind of move along progression. Because you can't do much with progression right now. So we'll just mainline a bunch of bosses and then see what we can do after that. But yeah, that is going to be it for stream. We will take a look at the Desert Scourge next week. And I'm going to go check out my car because I don't know what's going on there. And thank you for watching if you watch on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, I will see you tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, I will see you next Monday. Goodbye. Thank you for watching.